Normies, Brown Pat, Mickey, D, Mikey.
Yo.
Back with you some more with the Last Dance reaction. We're back on the couch this time, though.
Yeah.
You gotta bring the couch back for the last
Legendary.
2 episodes, you know. It's comfy, right, Deep?
Yeah.
It's your first time on the couch?
It is kind of
Legendary.
It's an honor, honestly.
No. Haven't you guys been there for like wrestling and shit?
We might have done a wrestling one on
Back in the apartment?
back
Yeah,
in the
you've been on
apartment,
this thing. Yeah, you've been.
But
But
after
it's been
so
a while.
much going on,
So
it's
much.
nice to touch the grave, the red couch, the legendary red couch.
Oh god, it's
where
so
magic
like
happens.
if only you could see it in person, it's on this last.
Yeah, it's on some last legs. There's scratches. There's stuff.
But today's episode,
Yeah.
It's on, what is it, about the Bulls? Like, it's
Pacers.
Steve Kerr, right?
Bulls versus Pacers.
Oh
Bulls versus
hell
Pacers.
yes! I'm
I thought we were
excited.
going to get a Steve Kerr episode.
It'll be a mix.
I
It
mean,
kind
it's
of
a
goes
mix,
back.
but that.
It's like a
This
small
episode 9, right?
insert.
I hope we see a lot of trash talking between Reggie and MJ, because
I mean, you're gonna see.
You'll see.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Let's take a look.
Episode 9,
Let's
right?
see. Let's see.
All right.
So at this point in time, we've now seen some of these guys. I've read the comments and the reactions. They're really feeling the show, man. Thank you guys. We appreciate you guys. They've been shocked that the Normies even did something sports related of this nature, and I've been blown
It shows
away
there's,
by it.
there's an audience within.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've just been shocked. But like, thank you to you guys.
It's nice to see their own
It's nice to
interest,
see
too.
that you care. And you like they've been like commenting about the commentary and the stuff we've been talking about and stuff like that. So like, appreciate you guys like enjoying the reaction, like the reactions we've been giving. Appreciate it,
Heck yeah.
man.
Alright, well, you guys know this is not a market substitute for the original OG Netflix Last Dances. And also ESPN did this as well, I believe, right? With 30 for 30.
Yeah.
So make sure you check it out on the OG versions. And if you can't do that, make sure you check us out on the Patreon to get ahead. Check us out for our gaming channel, skits, podcast, and cooking show. And if you can't do that, hit the like button, subscribe. The best thing you can do for free $99, baby. So let's get it.
This was lead by 6, 2014. Here's one. Takes it to the basket, and it's tipped in. Oh, and Reggie Miller came over. It's Smith.
Oh!
I can't blame him.
Like when you said should have been a suspension, like against who? Because it should have been against Reggie Miller.
Look at this. Don't hold him back. Let him go.
He and I have somewhat of a unique relationship.
But I mean, MJ had his face.
Most
Both of them did
people
too.
feared Michael Jordan.
Reggie did, and
Rightfully so.
that's why we respected him.
Yeah,
in
he
Chicago.
didn't feel him at all.
We respected him so
Like the
much.
rest of the league. And
Yeah, he tried to get a punch him.
That's why he should have gotten a suspension.
Can you imagine this going on today, or does it?
It won't even get close.
It's a pussy ass league.
That wasn't even a foul.
Damn.
You know, I respected him so much, but he probably just thought I was some mouthy, skinny kid, and he was one of the best trash talkers in our game. I remember I had like 10 points at half, and MJ didn't shoot the ball particularly great. I was like, yeah, you're Michael Jordan, the guy that walks on water, Second half, I ended up with 2 points, he ended up with a lot more. And I remember him walking off the court. He was like, don't ever talk trash to Black Jesus. I stopped referring to him as Michael Jordan. I always refer to him either as Jordan, Black Jesus, or that black cat.
That's why Kobe was so fascinated with Reggie too, coming into the league.
Yeah, dude.
Like he used to work out with him at UCLA.
He did. That's not Reggie said. He knew Kobe would be special because he used to like really want
Work
that
with
matchup with him and like really want that matchup with him. It was nice.
Yeah.
Reggie was a problem because Reggie had insane confidence. When he was on,
Reggie was the first Steph Curry, bro. Reggie was the first Steph. He really was Reggie.
He's in your fucking face.
Wow. In today's NBA, Reggie would honestly be one of the best.
Yeah.
Because it's such a perimeter game. He would be allowed to shoot way more than he was allowed to shoot.
Oh man.
He would have been taking way more shots.
A hard-fought series, and the most memorable game was Game 4.
Oh.
It was bad.
Ooh. Oh.
Scottie Pippen has had a great game. He's only 2 of 5 from the foul line. A miss.
Damn, Pippen. Jordan's like, you moron.
He's like, come on, bro.
Fuck, goddamn.
Oh.
Loose ball out of bounds. Who's got it?
Jordan's like, goddamn, my damn teammates.
I remember when Larry was drawing the play, I was thinking, put all the pressure on the official to make a call.
That was every shot you took your whole career.
When the play was drawn up, I knew they were going to switch and MJ was going to be on me, so I just went right to his chest.
That's a push.
The push!
Lightly.
Create that space.
For the minutes. Lightly.
That's just history.
Oh, hey. The buckets.
Chills. I still get chills. Push off or not, you have to hit the shot.
Yeah, you gotta hit the shot. He's like, oh shit. You had to make sure.
The entire building was in a frenzy, as we should be. But please put the camera on Larry Bird. Larry looked up at that clock. The day had Michael Jordan, and there was still time on the clock.
I remember being underneath the basket as the ball is coming.
And I'm looking, I'm like, this is going in.
He got it on.
He almost hit that. that little hand. That little hand changed his trajectory. Like if you didn't have to double clutch that was going in.
And he still almost made it.
The cute one.
You said Saturday's loss was just a bumpy.
Still got to come through Chicago, Utah, Indiana. They still got to come through Chicago. I don't care what happens today.
The ribbons.
Still got to come through Chicago.
Everybody. He literally, Utah was still in a series against somebody else and said all of them got to come through Chicago. Indiana,
No,
Utah.
I think they just wrapped up their series. They just,
Sure, because this is only game. This was only game 4.
That was 4.
Yeah.
And they just, I think, wrapped up that day.
They sweep.
I think so.
Okay,
I think
okay.
Utah. I can't remember who they played.
Who are making their first semifinals appearance. You're right. I'm sorry. No, this is the year before this year.
What's the biggest motivating factor going into that series for you? Come on, get MVP. I'm not saying he wasn't deserving of it. All I'm saying is that fueled the fire in me and say, okay, you think he's the MVP? Confirm, no problem.
Carmelo is being an asshole to this day.
Biggest
Everybody
asshole.
trying to holler at Vanessa. Carmelo tried to holler at Kobe's wife. It spurned him forever. Like it burned him.
The night before the game, we were all in Michael's room, hanging out.
But it's like 10:30 at night. I'm hungry.
We find one pizza place open. One. When the pizza came, there was 4 or 5 guys outside the door. So I take the pizza, I pay them, and I put this pizza down. I said, I got a bad feeling about this.
I eat the pizza all by myself. Nobody else eats. Eat the pizza. I wake up about 2:30, throwing up left and right. So it really wasn't a flu game. It was food poisoning.
They sauced him?
Yeah, they sauced him, bro.
Utah's like the worst fucking city, bro. They're a bunch of fucking assholes, bro.
Bubble guts.
Bro, they would fucking screw over Russell Westbrook too.
It really wasn't a flu game. It was food.
Bubble guts.
Man, you know people made some bets that night. They're like, I know something.
I stayed in bed all day. Couldn't eat anything, couldn't hold nothing down.
He had an IV hooked up to him, and he was chalky white. And I was like, oh boy, we're in trouble.
Phil comes in and says, what do you think? I said, look, I'm going to try. It's game 5. If anything, I can be a decoy. So I'm going out. I'm going to play.
Bro, you don't even look good.
No.
You think that pizza dude was there that night?
Oh yeah, he was there that night.
He since called the Chicago radio and said it was just him. It wasn't 5 guys, but it was a bunch of people that saw 5 guys. It's weird.
He'd be out there on the floor playing, and you could see, it was almost like the life just went out of his body and his eye, and he just kind of like, every time out, he was just like gassed.
You know, a lot of times when you're sick, you're able to find something deep down inside that you didn't know was there.
Well, that's all true.
I think it was just one of those games where
And that whistle blew somehow, somewhere, got up and played. He went somewhere and he found a switch.
Karl Malone, bro, you suck.
None of y'all motherfuckers can step up. I had to drop 38. Carry me off. At least, it's the least you can do.
shown that no matter how sick he was, still the best player in the world.
That's crazy.
Coach, how much did you know about Jordan's condition going into the game?
First of all, I didn't know he was sick, and I thought he played a great game. Did everybody else know he was sick? I guess I was the last one to know.
44 minutes, 38 points. I don't want to talk about anybody's illness today. We lost, so I
think Michael recognized that there were guys who were sort of overachievers, guys who maybe don't have the star power, but came in and did what we could, which I'm sure he looked at me as an overachiever.
Still the highest season-long, like career-long 3-point shooting percentage of all time.
It's very difficult to reach him emotionally.
Did you ever discuss the problem?
We never discussed that. Probably too painful for each of us.
Here we go.
Steve Kerr.
My dad was a professor of Middle East history and politics. My mom was a full-time mom, but she became a professor later on in life. Monday through Thursday, we were not allowed to watch TV.
Damn.
What kind of attention did you get from college scouts?
Very little. About the same attention that I was getting from girls in high school. Not many girls, not many college recruits. My dad left UCLA and became the president of the American University in Beirut.
He was representing a government that stood for values that were contrary to the sectarian militia.
Basketball was the one thing that I could do to take my mind off what happened, you know. I used to think about it all the time when I was playing. During the national anthem, I would always think about my dad and think, he would love this right now. You know, he wouldn't even believe it. He would love this.
That's for the championship. I mean, not only am I in the NBA, I am in the finals. And not only that, I am a great coach. Like,
right. Ridiculous. Steve Kerr's legacy is phenomenal. Yeah. He won with the Spurs, the Bulls, and the Warriors.
The ultimate trust from Michael comes in the playoffs. I think he respected me because he knew I fought and I was competitive and I worked and I got the most out of myself. But I hadn't performed very well in the finals. You know, I was so hard on myself. As a role player, I'd get...
Kerr's like, fucking make a shot!
Way too much. Jazz tied the game with less than 2 minutes to play earlier in the series. In a very similar situation late in the game, John Stockton had come over and doubled him and stolen the ball, which helped seal the win for Utah. He mumbled something like, hey, Steve, be ready. He knew the camera was always on him, you know, and I'm like oblivious.
I know if they're gonna double team me, you know Steve's gonna be open.
Free throw.
Free throw, you better make that shit.
Well deserved, Steve Kerr.
Tonight, Steve Kerr earned his wings, and I'm very happy for Steve.
All you gotta do is hit a game-winning shot in the finals to
right?
earn your wings. My God, Michael, damn.
Just legendary in general. Yeah. That's a memorable shot.
Never get tired of those fucking
A lot of people have been asking me about the shot the other night. There have been some misconceptions about what actually happened. I wanted to clear it up. We went into the huddle. Phil told Michael, he said, Michael, I want you to take the last shot. And Michael said, you know, Phil, I don't feel real comfortable in these situations. Maybe we ought to go in another direction. Why don't we go to Steve?
Yeah!
You remember this?
Yeah, bro. So like I couldn't go to it, but they showed it at the schools on the TV.
The shot went in, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Damn.
No, strawberries.
This was usually when they won the finals. Usually be like right around the end of school, so like the last 2 or 3 weeks, we were still there.
You're like, I can't.
Yeah, we couldn't make it, so they showed it. They showed it in the schools, bro.
I told them today that you can lose. You have to face the possibility you can lose a game like this.
Man, you play sports, like, ain't that what you want to hear? Like, you could lose this game. You know what you're supposed to do. Like,
Mr. Jordan is taking a page from Joe Namath's book. We all remember when he predicted the Jets would win Super Bowl III.
We're gonna win Game 7. We will win Game 7.
it just looked like he didn't believe in himself. He won Game 7.
I knew that
Michael had a real warm spot with his security guards, and the head of them was Gus.
Started as a patrolman, and he worked his way up and became sergeant.
Hey, Gus did good as a security guard. You see that house?
Gus.
I mean, you Michael Jordan security guard.
Damn.
Say that again.
That looks like, generational wealth house right there, just being a security guard.
He was a great protector for me. When people around, they think they're entitled to certain things, Gus would put them straight. When my father got killed, he became like a father figure to me. I had to have him next to me everywhere I went.
When Gus got sick, Mike was the first one to notice him being sick. Gus was diagnosed with lung cancer. Mike was there. He was there in the hospital with us. He was there calling. As I said, he was there for him.
He took a leave of absence from us and went for his treatments. So when Gus came back, before the Game 7...
I wanted to win this game for Gus.
Now you guys see, Gus is why you guys lost.
Yep.
Gus showed up.
Gus didn't show up.
Gus showed up.
Gus showed up.
He needed Gus, and Gus was there, man.
Can, some can't.
What you say?
That's just the way it is.
You stay away from Scott Burrell. You're not instructed to talk to Scott Burrell. You scared the shit out of him.
Like, don't go talk to my teammate telling him some kid and some king. I don't need him to hear that shit.
In a game 7, anything is possible. We rip up game plans because in a game 7, it doesn't matter. It's all whoever wants it more.
We were down 12 right away in the first quarter. They came out on fire. We got back into the game, and I thought we were going to pull away. But they made a great comeback.
And I just remember just jumping, giving high fives, chest bumping, like, we got this. Hell yeah.
That's what. Oh, I wish we could pause and talk about that moment right there. Phil said he wanted people to do D. Mike said, I'm not switching. Ron Harper said, I got this dude. That's back in the day, bro. Like the vets told the coach who they're sticking. I'm sticking on Reggie. I ain't chasing. I ain't doing nothing. That was dope. Can't do that nowadays.
Especially like LeBron or something.
If we win that jump ball and go down and score and go up 5, this could be it for them. They win the jump ball. It finds the hands of Steve Kerr. To me, I think that's where everything went downhill for us.
I mean, this was in Chicago too. This was tough.
It was like we were a 9th grade JV team that had no shot.
Ooh, when shit like that start going in, it's like, bruh, it's over.
They did go to the finals though, that's Pacers, but not until a couple years after.
The Lakers.
Body by Kobe and shit.
Oh! We had the better team. I really do believe that. Championship DNA and championship experience really rose to the forefront in Game 7 for Chicago.
You know what was great? Not only did the team win, but Michael snatched the game ball for me. One more, dog. One more issue is hard.
This shit is hard.
It was.
That's huge, man. That's the hardest we worked in 13 years. God dang.
Mike was a business partner with the like. Who was walking around shaking everybody else's hands in the locker room?
Enjoy yourself, dog. You bitch. Fuck you. Y'all get our money. Yeah. All right, take care. Thank you. Work on that golf game of yours.
That's where part of me was like, yeah, I know you're competing against Reggie, but you really just trying to compete against Larry Bird again. That was really where it was at.
Bitch, fuck you.
Yeah. You knew where my weaknesses was. You played.
You definitely don't talk like that to your friend, you know?
No, you only talk that way to your friends.
I'm just joking.
Whoa.
Man, that was a wholesome episode. That was more. It was good. It was good. A lot happened. That was definitely I definitely remember that series, the last one.
Did you feel nostalgic though? Because I remember you remember the Pacers shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember. I mean, I don't like watching old footage. I don't remember. I remember watching these games. I don't remember like specifics, but It was good. It was an exciting time for Indiana. I mean, for us to have played in Chicago in Game 7 and keep y'all nervous, I mean, it was a hard-fought battle. You guys pulled ahead, but...
Bro, that was the last Game 7 that Mike played in. Yeah. It was also the last Game 7 that the Bulls as a unit had been in since Detroit, when Phil became our coach.
Right.
Phil only coached in those couple of Game 7s, Detroit in that one. And I feel great watching it, man, because I told one of my friends who I work with, I'm like, bro, don't you remember how scary it was going through that last year thinking that we might lose? He was like, nah, bro, it was always a foregone conclusion. I'm like, no, it wasn't. I'm like, don't you remember the push in Reggie Miller? Like, bro, listen to me, and I mean this, guys, and I'm not joking. That push in Reggie Miller, that shot, Chicago, we were ready to come to Indiana and find him. Like, we were really, really mad about it. But I'm saying all that to say it was respect, and they deserve it. Indiana, as a state, deserved it because, like, we were mopping you guys, and then we watched us come here and play in that stadium. And, like, the greatest player of all time looked normal for a little while playing here in Indiana. And, like, they deserve all the credit in the world for that. It was great. It was great.
Those were some of the most exciting games, like, when Bulls and the Pacers played. That was just it was
the finals.
It was something special. It was something special.
Oh, yeah, I really think the finals was the Pacers, not the Jazz, because I remember watching the Jazz one. I didn't get to watch the Pacers.
I remember the Jazz games too.
Yeah, I remember the Jazz games more than the Pacers games, and I remember think I watched the last 2 Pacers games, not the full series, but
I remember the Pacers.
Those Pacers games.
I watched all of them as a kid. I mean. Shout out to Reggie Miller's confidence.
I don't know,
bro. Yeah, dude, his confidence, bro.
Shout out
man,
to Reggie Miller's confidence.
I think, like Deep said, if he would have played in this time, he would have been a lot better off.
Yeah.
Because like he's a typical, your 6'8" shooting guard that would be nowadays.
Be like Clay.
Yeah.
What has it like evolved into more of a distance game?
Yeah, it's more of a shooting. Like back then, like it was more about going into the paint.
Reggie Miller was
physical.
He was absolutely phenomenal. As a matter of fact, like I know
Steph
has changed the game, but like you gotta understand that you really can say the impact that Reggie Miller had was he was so good that he didn't change the game. Like nobody thought they could ever do what Reggie Miller did. Steph makes people believe because of what he looks like in the system, how the league is. Well, I can do that. Nobody believed they could shoot like Reggie Miller back in the day. Like,
he has so many clutch shots.
It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Like the game against the Knicks, the 8 points in was it 5 seconds or something like that, bro?
And he wasn't just a shooter like you just said. Like I think Clay's I wouldn't say Clay's just a shooter either, but like I think
they come off the ball.
Reggie man, like he could still put it down and take it to the paint if he needed to. And like his mid-range game was just as good too.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't just a 3-point shot for him, so
high free throw percentage too. Yeah. You knew it was going in.
And Reggie Miller played good defense. He's three.
Yeah, it was great defense. It was great defense. He was all-team defense.
He was.
He had nothing to do with it. Like you said, even if there was a clear push, you still got to make the shot. I mean, he ran. He had to turn around, shoot it. It was a 3, and from the side too. Those are even harder to make, isn't it?
No, I hated Reggie Miller. I can say as an adult. The fact that I hated Reggie Miller, I respect this shit.
He also started the flopping.
Because you
a lot of flopping you see now.
He
got hit in those threes.
I want to do that to him right now.
He started.
I'm giving him credit. I want to give him credit for being a great.
It was good. I'm not saying it was a bad thing. Like he was good at getting those 4-point shots.
He was.
Like it was a staple. He started that.
He was.
He touched me, I'm down. He was so small and frail, so like you think if you touch, like
I remember every time he shot, it's like you came anywhere near him, you were getting fouled.
Yeah, you don't want to touch his arm or anything because he's so small. It's like, all right, I'm down, but he's still gonna hit it. It's like boom, down, but foul. 3 shots or 4 shot, like 4-point play. He was good at it.
He was phenomenal.
He was phenomenal. I was surprised by the Steve Kerr's dad. I didn't know that he came from such a very educational or educated family, and then his dad going to Lebanon?
Lebanon.
Yeah. And then Beirut, wasn't that where
that was in the news this week?
The big ass explosion.
That was crazy.
100 deaths. Rest in people, man. Rest in peace. I mean, rest
thoughts
in
and prayers.
Man, that was a horrific. It was horrific watching it.
All those views, bro. It was crazy. All the different
But I mean that makes a lot of sense now with hindsight. Like Steve Kerr probably was the only person on that team that could have stood up to him. They both have similar pains. It makes sense that they never discussed it really. I mean, guys don't tend to.
I mean, you ain't gonna talk to Jordan like you've never said anything from him, man. How you feel about your daddy?
I mean, they were friends. I mean, they became.
They were not friends.
You don't think they became friends?
They were not friends.
They were co-workers.
Jordan was not friends with nobody. He was just co-workers with them, bro.
Okay.
He was more friends. He was more friends with his security guards than he was his teammates. So you just see
that's
he haven't talked about not a single teammate the way
I bet you he was closer.
How endeared he is to the guys that just sat around.
You just saw how he talked about Gus.
Giving him a game ball and
shit. You won't see him doing that type of shit for Pippen or anything like that.
He's giving no game balls to not a single teammate. It's just a quick FYI.
I'm just saying,
but I get, I mean, Gus' impact was huge. How do you guys feel about that? Because I feel like, and I mean this, huge. And I mean this, guys like LeBron not having like a dad impact, I feel like it like really hindered him at the beginning of his career. Like he had like father influences, but he didn't have.
It was more
like
like coaches.
It was always his coaches and stuff like that. So like he had to find his way and navigate around. Like you saw how Mike had to come. How Mike was coming back. He talked about how hard it was from the hoop after his dad passed away. Even in the sense of changing his number, like he felt the sense of pride. Like, well, my dad saw the last game in 2-3. I'm gonna play in 4-5. He saw the last in 2-3 and blah blah this. So. That touched me. I'm glad I saw that one by myself because it touched me. I was like, I didn't know that the God Mike had that little chink in his armor, that made him look normal. Not a chink in his armor, but he was a human being. And I felt like it was pretty deep to hear him actually talk about it and how Mike never talked about weaknesses. Even when we looked bad as a team, like they got the quote, it was like just a little bump in the road. He looked horrible. Like he never ever overly explained weaknesses, and he talked about how he had weaknesses, how it was hard for him to come out.
Right.
I thought about this. I cried on the bus. Like that's the take.
That's behind closed doors type shit.
Yeah.
You can't let your team or the public see that.
Especially your opponents see that shit.
Yeah, when you're in a position like that. Yeah.
This was one of my favorite episodes.
Oh yeah, I agree.
This was probably one of my favorite ones. Besides the Rodman going to Vegas one.
Oh yeah,
I agree. I think for me it's like a lot of the Indiana nostalgia, but just overall, I mean, it wasn't even primarily about that, but it was just a wholesome episode. It was
it was good. Something I read that Steve Kerr went to, I think Bill Simmons or whatever. He had a podcast. Is it Bill Simmons? He used to be for ESPN.
Yeah.
Bill Simmons, that's his name, right? Yeah. Bill Simmons. He went on his podcast and Bill Simmons asked him about the Last Dance documentary and what he thought about how it turned out. And Steve Kerr, he said he thoroughly enjoyed it. But however, he wished he had mixed feelings about it because he understood Jordan had to make this film about him.
Right.
And it was about Jordan. And there's only so much airspace for other people. And he wished the amount of time that he got for himself on the show. He wished Ron Harper would have got the same. He wished what was the center? What was his name? Luke Longley. Yeah. He feels those two guys played just as big a role as he did in winning a championship, especially Ron Harper. I would think Ron Harper played, but Jordan not acknowledging them. He was sliding.
Ron got maybe 5 minutes when he was on Cleveland, and they talked about him in that Cleveland series, and talking about trying to de-up Jordan. And that was about all you got of Ron Harper, but Ron Harper was definitely instrumental.
And
Scott Burrell just randomly he got so much attention because
he was getting berated.
He
why he got so much attention.
He threw a slide. He was like, I don't know what the budget was or anything like that. I'm pretty sure they should have had enough budget to go to Western Australia to get a little FaceTime with Luke.
That's what it was about. Yeah. But say COVID had happened.
But could it be a reason where they maybe they declined for some reason?
Some of them declined. So that one thing you should go back and look on YouTube. There are some uncut interviews, and Karl Malone's in particular. That's why I
want to see that.
An asshole. He doesn't even want to talk in the interview. That's why I didn't put him on there. He's like, what do you want to talk about? He's like, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's Michael Jordan. He's just another person to me. What do you want me to say? We lost. That's it.
That's so shitty because
he's still to this day so petty.
It's so shitty because to get to that point where you're interviewing with a celebrity, what I'm thinking about is the fucking crew that had to go there, set up all the equipment. Like, so many things happen before you're face to face with
that
person, and for them to act like that in an interview, like, there's so much time wasted.
You never seen
I
it?
never saw the uncut.
Oh yeah, I want to go see this.
Oh, he was so annoyed. Like, it's like, okay,
that's
you set up the
wasting
camera.
so many people's
It's okay.
fucking
We have like one episode left. Maybe we get a chance to like look at it on YouTube.
Yeah,
like,
you can look at it on YouTube. It was like an uncut, and he's like,
that's wasting.
You can tell like everyone took the time to set it up and do everything, and he looked annoyed because he's like, "You want me to talk about me losing? Why would I do that?"
I mean,
it's Michael Jordan's documentary. Why would you not be talking about that?
That's what I'm saying.
You suck.
That's
you
what I'm
lost
saying.
in a
Like,
flu game.
So all right. So you know what really like the thing that also like in that Utah series that showed is Carl lost the ball when he was about to drive to go for a game-winning bucket, and he literally
knocked it out of his hand.
Knocked it out of his hand.
The fadeaway after the push on Byron Russell was Brian Russell. Right before that, he rips Karl Malone. He steals the ball right out of his hand.
Yeah.
Caught an audible on the play. Thought he passed over and he didn't. He stayed there. And just
Michael just abandoned it, or somebody. I don't think it was Michael, but somebody abandoned like their defensive like whoever they were guarding is like, oh, that's mine. So it's just easy taking, and he was just like careless with the ball.
I didn't think about that. Thank you. I didn't think about that. That's why we be so annoyed because
he was annoyed.
People think about the last shot. What about the play before that? He probably had the worst play of his career.
Yeah, the worst play of his career. Yeah. That's what he was so annoyed about. You want him to talk about that, and it's like.
But I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like he knew what they were coming to talk about. It wasn't.
They knew.
It wasn't. Mickey Burns Brandon it wasn't disrespectful.
It wasn't a gotcha question. It wasn't a fucking like he knew what that interview was going to be about.
And he wanted his attitude to be like portrayed. Now he's like, now you can go take this back to him. Because you saw he was seeing everyone's reactions, and then they got his reaction looking at everyone else's reaction. So like he probably saw that he's like
salty.
Man, Jordan is also like that too. He's like, I don't need it. If you feel the way he feels like that, I don't need him. He didn't have Isaiah like that. You know what I mean? Like
he did.
I honestly think John Stockton was a better Jazz player than Karl Malone and Key.
Carl was MVP.
He was an MVP, but man,
John, I mean, great assist leader for sure. One of the greatest of all time.
There's no way John Stockton's better than Carl.
There's no way.
I hated Karl Malone, man.
That's what it is. That's because I hate Chris Paul.
You have every right to hate Karl Malone. Like I said, you can go look at his Wikipedia and be like, you're a piece of shit.
It's pretty lethal.
Yeah,
it's pretty lethal.
Damn, like what?
Go look at it. This is a kid show.
Okay.
This is a kid show. Go look at
it's bad.
Young adults. Okay, all right. Okay, well, all right, y'all. We will see you in the next one. Peace out.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching The Last Dance with the Normies. Check us out on Patreon for early access and uncut content. Special shout out to our super patrons Aaron, Eleanor, Explorin' Dylan, Joe, Light Yagami, Michael, Puvy, Ricky, Ruby, Nick, Bystander, Tristan, I Eat Pink Tacos, Keyboard Junkie, The NYR Fan, and ZJP. And we'll see you all next time.